Hey there, welcome to today's video. I'm super excited to walk you through the complete process of setting up your own LLC. I get questions about this all the time, and honestly, it's one of the smartest moves you can make for your business. So let's break it down and make it super simple. Now, before we dive into the how-to, let's talk about why you might want to form an LLC in the first place. You see, an LLC, or limited liability company, offers some pretty significant advantages that make it an attractive choice for most small business owners. First and foremost, there's the personal asset protection. This is huge. It basically means that if your business ever faces legal issues or debt problems, your personal assets like your house, car, and savings account are typically protected. But that's not all. You know what else is really cool about LLCs? The tax flexibility. So, you can choose how you want your LLC to be taxed, either as a sole proprietorship, partnership, or even a corporation. This means you can pick the option that saves you the most money based on your specific situation. Now, here's something really important to consider. Which state should you form your LLC in? Well, while you might think you need to form it in your home state, that's not always the best choice. You see, some states offer significant advantages that could save you thousands of dollars in the long run. For example, states like Wyoming and Delaware have become really popular choices because, well, they offer some pretty amazing benefits. In Wyoming, there's no state income tax, which means more money stays in your pocket. And get this, they also have some of the strongest privacy protections in the country. Pretty neat, right? All right, so once you've decided on your state, the next big step is choosing your company name. Now, this is actually more involved than just picking something that sounds cool. First off, you'll need to make sure your chosen name is actually available. I always recommend using Tailor Brands for this step. They have an awesome name search tool, and you can find a special discount link for their services in the description below. When choosing your name, there are a few key rules to keep in mind. The name must include limited liability company, or LLC, at the end. And it can't be too similar to existing businesses in your state. Also, you'll want to avoid any restricted words that might require additional paperwork or licenses. The next crucial step is selecting your registered agent. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a registered agent? Well, basically, they're the person or company that receives important legal documents on behalf of your business. This includes things like tax forms, legal notices, and official government correspondence. You actually have a few options here. You can serve as your own registered agent if you live in the state where you're forming your LLC, or you can use a professional service. Personally, I recommend Northwest Registered Agent for this. They're incredibly reliable and take privacy seriously. And yes, you can find a special discount link for them in the description as well. The thing about being your own registered agent is that you need to be available during regular business hours to receive documents, and your address becomes public record. That's why many business owners prefer using a professional service. It keeps their personal information private and ensures they never miss important documents. So these are the foundational steps you need to take when starting your LLC journey. Now that we've got these basics covered, let's move on to the actual formation process and all the specific paperwork you'll need to file. All right, now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into the actual filing process and wrap up everything you need to know about forming your LLC. So, the Articles of Organization is really the heart of your LLC formation. This document basically tells the state who you are and what your business is all about. Now, while it might sound intimidating, it's actually pretty straightforward. You'll need to include your LLC's name, your registered agent's information, and your principal business address. The thing is, you want to be super careful here because even small mistakes can cause delays or rejections. When you're filling out the paperwork, make sure you double-check everything. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people accidentally misspell their own business name or forget to include the LLC designation. And speaking of common mistakes, always remember to sign the document. You wouldn't believe how often people forget this simple step. Now let's talk about the operating agreement, which is basically your LLC's rulebook. You see, even though it's not legally required in most states, having one is absolutely crucial. Think of it as a roadmap for your business that outlines everything from ownership percentages to voting rights. The operating agreement should cover several key areas. First and foremost, You'll want to detail how profits and losses are distributed. Then you'll need to specify how decisions are made. This is especially important if you have multiple members. And actually, you should also include procedures for adding or removing members because, well, you never know what might happen down the road. So the next big step is getting your EIN, or employer identification number. Think of it as your business's social security number. You'll need it for everything from opening a bank account to filing taxes. The good news is that getting one is completely free through the IRS website, and honestly, it usually takes less than 15 minutes. Now, here's something that a lot of people overlook. Depending on your industry and location, you might need specific licenses or permits to operate legally. For instance, if you're starting a restaurant, you'll need health permits, or if you're opening a hair salon, you'll need professional licensing. The thing is, these requirements can vary widely by state and city, so it's worth doing some thorough research. Well, let me share some of the biggest pitfalls I see people fall into when forming their LLC. First off, many people try to cut corners on the registered agent service. But honestly, this isn't where you want to save money. A reliable registered agent is crucial for keeping your business compliant. Another common mistake is mixing personal and business finances. You see, the whole point of an LLC is to separate your personal assets from your business, but this protection can be compromised if you're not maintaining strict financial boundaries. And here's a big one: not staying on top of annual requirements. Each state has different filing deadlines and requirements, and missing these can result in penalties or even the dissolution of your LLC. So, what's the easiest way to avoid all these potential pitfalls? Well, I highly recommend using Taylor Brands for your LLC formation. They handle all the paperwork, provide registered agent service, and make sure you don't miss any important steps. You can find my special discount link for them in the description and pinned comment below. If you're looking for an alternative with excellent privacy protection, Northwest Registered Agent is another fantastic option. And yes, there's also a discount link for them below. Remember, whichever route you choose, the key is to stay organized and maintain good records from day one. Keep all your formation documents in a safe place, set reminders for important filing deadlines, and consider working with an accountant to ensure you're handling your finances correctly. That's it for today's guide. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more business tips. And hey, drop any questions you have in the comments below. I always love helping out fellow entrepreneurs. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your new LLC.